What's good, party people? What's good? What's good? What's good? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day for all of my people out there that's in love, whether you in love with somebody or whether you in love with yourself. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. What y'all got going on, man? Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. I ain't really want nothing. I just kind of wanted to tell y'all that yeah, their webinar is live. In case you didn't know, the webinar is live. The webinar is live. I'm gonna say it one more time. The webinar is live. So y'all already know what it is. If you can hear me, drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat. If you can see me, drop a 2. If you can hear me, drop a 1 in the chat. If you can see me, drop a 2. I definitely appreciate the support. Y'all know normally we don't go live. We don't do the impromptu lives, but it just so happens to happen. Wait a minute. Yo, is Kirk live? Oh, snap. Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Okay, one of the things I definitely try to avoid, if at all possible, is going live with my people that are live. You know, so you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this right here. It's Valentine's Day, so we're gonna show some love. We're gonna show some love, okay? We're gonna show some love. Even though I'm live right now, we're going to show some love. We're going to show some love. Shout out to y'all, you know what I'm saying? If you just happen to come on the channel, man, because I know a lot of us have, you know, some of the same viewers or whatever. And sometimes it's just unavoidable. But I know Kirk kind of does, well, not kind of, he does this coaching corner every single Wednesday. And so if you're not subscribed to Kirk's channel, definitely do that. But let's do this. I'm gonna show some love, and we're gonna do this right here.
Get to mile 18, you get to mile 21, you're gonna see those people that blew by you at mile
Hold
6.
on 1 second.
They're gonna be on the side of the road, rubbing their legs, throwing up, being picked up by EMS because they couldn't finish, because they didn't put in the work, they didn't put in the training, and they were just blowing by you. So I'm sorry, I had to, you know,
we're back at morning
Chicken
motivation.
Six got me all too excited.
We're back at morning motivation right now. We're back at morning motivation. That's where we are. I thought this was a coaching corner. Chris said, no, we're back at morning motivation. They couldn't finish the race.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Those are the same people that blew by me in mile. And I've done 4 of them. It's the same story.
Shout out to Kirk.
Single time. These people, they look like pro athletes compared to this, you know, this dude. And I just stayed the course. I just stayed there, and they couldn't finish it because they just thought that they could just run through it. And I think when you're putting together a podcast or a live show or writing a book or doing whatever, you think you can skip through all of this stuff, and you think that you don't have to do the training that's necessary and the work that's necessary to be successful. And I think that's something.
Yo, if you're wondering what's happening right now, it's Valentine's Day. I'm showing love to my people. Kirk is actually live right now with his coaching corner and Chris Stone. So I wanted to jump in real quick just so y'all can kind of see what he has going on. So yeah, let's jump back over here and let's see what Kirk has going on. Yo, what's good, party people? Listen, y'all are
guys, this is a microcosm of life. This is not just good for racing. This is not just good for content. This is not just good for podcasts. This is a microcosm of life. Yeah. When you said that you're the coach, I guess it's your coach, but when you said that the guy said, no, you don't have to worry about the race, just do the training. Oh my gosh.
That's when it clicked for me. He's like, you can download a plan, a marathon plan from anywhere. You can go to Nike right now. You can download a marathon plan. How many weeks you got to do your race? Oh, you've got 5 months before your race. Here's your plan. Just do 2 miles here, do this, do that, and you get the plan together. And then by the time you're ready to race, you are actually ready to race, ready to, and I use the word race, but it's not really a race, because it's really just, it's your own race. It's your own journey.
It's the natural culmination of your training.
Yes.
You're, oh my gosh. I am so, this is so good. This is so good.
I didn't even know we were going here, but I just at the couch to you know.
No, I've got another comment for you in just a second. Equip Institute says, I've got so much out of this already. Building your business, growing your audience, and more. Run your race. Finish your race. I received that. So, Seesaw Studios, I haven't seen you in a minute, brother. You have been MIA. Thank you so much for being with us today. But this is the comment for Chris. I want you to see this.
So again, those of you who are trying to figure out what's going on, yeah, I'm actually live right now. You can hear Kirk and Chris Stone. I'm pointing in the background like they're right behind me. But yeah, so I forgot that Kirk actually has his coaching corner on Wednesdays or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so, listen, shout out, happy Valentine's Day. We're showing love today. I really did just want to kind of make the announcement. You know what I'm saying? The webinar is live. The webinar is live. The webinar is live. You know what I'm saying? The webinar is live.
Use what you bought. Use what you bought.
Walt. Oh my goodness. Walt, thank you so much for coming through. He said, I forgot you were live, so I'm streaming you right now on my channel. We spreading love Brooklyn way. Come on, Walt, Jeanette, thank you so much for coming through. Okay. Listen, I'm going to do this because I feel like we'll completely derail. I told you guys if we wanted to, we could just talk. But there are a couple of people who have put a Q in front of their comments. So I want to grab Roy's first. And this is basically the same question that Chris asked of me at the beginning. So Tech Troublemaker, Roy, Chris Stone, Cast Ahead, thank you guys for this opportunity.
And I think this is just one of the dopest things. This is one of the dopest things about ECAMM Live and just streaming, you know, and having the ability to do things like this, you know, and just being able to kind of I can still talk to you, you know what I'm saying? Just think of it from a correspondence standpoint. I can still talk to you. We can still have a conversation, and then I'm able to cut in. But hopefully, you know, I just wanted to kind of tell everybody, the webinar is live, man. The webinar is live. The webinar is live. The webinar is live. I need y'all to do me a favor right now. I need y'all to go ahead. If you have not registered, this should also be in the description as well. If you have not registered, go ahead, Walter Jeanette /webinar, Walter Jeanette /webinar, where we're going to be talking about mastering the art of content strategy. Man, I'm excited. I'm so excited. March the 4th. 7 p.m. Eastern time. If you're not doing anything, fine. If you are doing anything, change your schedule. You definitely want to be a part of the webinar. If you were part of the mini masterclass we did a couple of weeks ago that you can see is now no longer available, then you know we dropped so much information, so many gems. There's a lot of information going on, you know, on YouTube, just around social media, you know, period, you know, on trying to help, you know what I'm saying, help people figure out, you know, how to get more views, how to get more subscribers, how to grow your channel, how to increase your click-through rate. And I want to really help you make sense of it all. You know what I'm saying? My goal is to help you attract the audience, help you find the audience that is assigned to your voice. In order for you to find those people, you got to understand how to speak their language. If you're trying to find your tribe, as we say, if you're trying to find your community, because I want to help you build a better brand, I want to help you grow your business, I want to help you create a community around the things you're most passionate about, you got to understand what did your audience need from you. You got to understand how to speak their language. I don't speak Spanish. So if I was to go to Mexico or any, you know, country in South America, I'm going to struggle. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't speak the language of their people. A lot of you are struggling with this whole content thing because you don't understand how to speak the language of the people that are looking for you. You know, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, you know, how to really find your lane and all those great things. But yeah, if you haven't done that already, when you get a chance, after you like this video, after you subscribe to the channel, after you click the bell so you can be notified every single time, you know what I'm saying, I go live and post content like this, I need you to do me a favor, do yourself a favor, walterjeanette.com/webinar. Like I said, I'm going to jump back into Kirk's stream real quick just so we can see exactly what's going on, and let's see what the conversation he's having now with Chris.
I put those things on the calendar. As an entrepreneur, Chris can back me up on this. You have ebbs and flows. You have seasons of feast and famine. I try to plan across the slow points and stack it with ideation, stack it with new experiences. I've always wanted to go and see what so-and-so is doing on their show. Let me go and see what Chris is doing. Chris's show is on this day at this time. Let me put that on the calendar this week. It's a little lighter this week. Let me go and check. I can't check out his show every week. Right. But I'm going to jump on there. This past Friday, I got a chance to jump on Luria's show. I was in the comments chatting it up. She shouted me out. She's like, oh, Kirk's in the comments. Thank you so much for coming through and hanging out. I don't get to do that every Friday, but I had it on the calendar this week because I wanted to see what she's doing, and I'm glad I did, because she talked about Facebook kind of, doing this whole thing with groups. And I was like, oh, that's...
Just in case y'all are wondering what's going on, I'm live right now. I forgot that my boy Kirk is live. So it's Valentine's Day. We showing love to Brooklyn Way, just giving y'all some insight on what Kirk has going on with the Coaching Corner with Chris Stone. When you get a chance, go definitely check out the channel. You can see all the information there.
For the important things. Right. And so I think a lot of entrepreneurs are so thirsty to get that client in as quickly as possible. Oh, if I don't respond to this, what you consider quote unquote urgent, today and not my next available calendar spot on Friday, I might lose the business. I might not be able to do this, that, and the other. Is that what you're chasing? Right.
Exactly.
And so we can't, it's because what's going to happen is there's two things that are going to happen. You're pushing everything that's most important aside, and it's not going to get better for you, right? It's just going to compound. Okay. What you have to do is what Kirk is doing.
One of the things they're talking about, I think the question that I think is a question that a lot of us have is about time management, and as content creators, a lot of us, we still work, full-time jobs, or, YouTube or content creation, maybe kind of the part-time thing that we do, so, we may be married, we may have children, we may have so many other responsibilities, you know what I'm saying? And how do you find time to make time for something that you are really passionate about? So I love the conversation that they're having there. And definitely, if you're watching right now, I know I'm streaming live vertically, so this is showing up in the shorts feed. So I'm getting a lot of traffic that I probably normally wouldn't get. And again, that's what I'm saying. A lot of the people that follow me, a lot of those people follow Kirk and Chris, who are on live right now. So that's where we're kind of jumping back in, to, see exactly, kind of give you an idea, sharing some love, just kind of quote unquote sharing my platform today so they can see what's going on. And if I'm not mistaken, the Coaching Corner, it does last for an hour, if I'm not mistaken. So they'll be on for another 30 minutes. But yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know the webinar is live. The webinar is live. I'm excited. The webinar is live, so again, walterjeanette.com/webinar. We're going to be talking about mastering the art of content strategy. And if you haven't seen it already, I'm going to go ahead and play this video. You know what I'm saying? So you can see what it is that we have going on. Check it out. Yo, what's good, party people? Listen, y'all already know when I put on the frames, that means I mean business. So listen, I need you to hear what I'm getting ready to tell you. I need you to go ahead and mark your calendars for Monday, March the 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. The link should be going across the screen right now. I'm also going to drop it down in the description of the video. What's going on, Walt? Listen, I am doing a live webinar for you. Not one of these pre-recorded recurring webinars that we all have attended, signed up for, and we just sit there. They don't engage with us in the chat, and we just got to wait for them to really give us the offer. I mean, we know what's coming. Just
give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, just give it.
just sell to me. Give me what it is that you're really trying to do. But no, I'm doing a live webinar. You're going to get me. You're going to get the John the Baptist of content creation. I'm crying loud and I'm sparing not. And in this wilderness of content creation, you got locust and you got honey. You got those good days when things are popping off and everything is sweet. And then you got those days where you just feel like what everybody else is doing, you feel like quitting, because you feel like every time you take 10 steps forward, you get knocked back 100 and everything is being devoured. Especially when you're out here by yourself and you don't really know what to do. You don't have a blueprint. You don't have a roadmap. You don't know what direction to go. Listen, I get it. I understand. I've been there. And the reality of it is I'm still there, you know, at some stages in my life. But I want to make sure that I give you everything that I know. I want to make sure that I give you the secret sauce. I want to make sure that I give you the tools, the tips, the tricks, the strategies that's going to help you master the art of content strategy. This is so important because content is king. Content is the new currency. We see that the creators economy is booming right now. So if you're an entrepreneur that's trying to increase your bottom line, you want to increase your digital online presence, you want to show up. If you're a podcaster, you want to show up. If you're trying to figure out how to start a podcast and you want to really understand how to lay a foundation that's going to make sure that you just don't do a couple of episodes, but you're celebrating 100 episodes at some point soon, you want to show up. If you're a CEO, if you're a business owner, if you're a leader in the faith-based space, a nonprofit sector, listen, content is everywhere and everything is content. But here's the thing we already know. If you're trying to reach everybody, then you're really reaching nobody. So that's why the strategy is important. I want to show you how to show up as your best self. You know what I'm saying? We don't need another MKBHD. We don't need another Mr. Beast. We need you. I'm going to show you how to show up as your authentic self. I'm going to show you how to speak to your audience, how to really understand them. What are their pain points? How to speak the language that your audience speaks. I'm going to show you how to convert, you know what I'm saying, your viewers into brand ambassadors, or what we call evangelists, where they're carrying the message of your content for you. Listen, again, if you haven't done it by now, hopefully you're still watching the video, but hopefully you just say, yo, if Walt is doing this, then I know it's going to be dope. I need you to go ahead, go to that link that you see there on the screen down in the description. Mark your calendars, March the 4th, 7 p.m. We're not even doing our live. Well, we may do it. I don't know. We may do an after party. We may do a pre-show, but we normally go live on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Not happening because I want to make sure that I'm showing up for you guys. So go ahead. And those of you that want kind of some one-on-one time, I threw something in there special for you as well at a special discount. But listen, again, March the 4th is going down 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'm telling y'all know I got the frames on. So that means I mean business. I'm giving you everything that I have. You will not regret it. And also, I can assure you this, you will never see that price again. Seats are limited, so while you yet have breath in your body and you have the full activity of your limbs, go ahead, register today for the Mastering the Art of Content Strategy webinar. I'll catch you guys on Monday, March the 4th. I can't wait to see you. Let's get it. Yeah, man. So that's what y'all already know was good. March the 4th, 7 p.m. Eastern time. March the 4th, 2024. This March, in a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? So again, you want to go to the link, walterjeanette.com/webinar. So man, like I said, I'm gonna jump back in and see what Kirk and Chris are talking about. Like I said, really, we just kind of want to spread the love today, you know, so we can, you know, it's Valentine's Day, you know, so whether you're in love with somebody else, a significant other, or whether you're in love with yourself, we spreading love the Brooklyn way, you know, in the words of the great Notorious B.I.G. So yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know again, we do have the webinar going on. We're going to be talking about how to master the art of content strategy. So many people are quitting. I don't want you to quit. I want you to succeed. And a lot of the things we're going to be talking about, strategy is what's going to make up the difference between where you are now and ultimately where you want to be. I'm going to give you the blueprint, going to give you the roadmap to get to the place of success that you want. We're not talking about MKBHD success. We're not talking about Mr. Beast success. We're not talking about anybody else's success. I'm going to show you how to measure your own success and make sure that you achieve your goals and your metrics, you know, in 2024 and beyond. So, man, I'm just excited to see everybody in the chat. But again, let's jump back over here one more time. Let's see what Kirk and Chris got going on, and then I'm going to holler at y'all. So let's go over here and check it out.
Is a particular person that drives to work and has like a 15-minute commute to their job every day and they listen to podcasts. Or maybe they're driving home Or maybe they're listening to it while they're cleaning the house, or like
So
imagine who that person is and how they consume your content. Then you start to think about how you promote it to that person and how often you promote it to that person, what vehicle you're using to promote it to that person. And I think that's when things start to uncover. I've got one client, and we do a show every Monday morning at 8:00 in the morning, because he feels like he's equipping sales reps to hit it right as they go out for the week. They've got 5 days to sell. And so that's when he goes live. But we don't drop the podcast at any point throughout the week, right? It's over the weekend. And the reason why you do it over the weekend is because they're equipping themselves, if they want to listen, to hit the ground running for the, so that's just one example. I think it really just depends on, first and foremost, who you're speaking to, and how you would promote it. I think for the most part, and Kirk, you may agree or disagree on this, I think there's so many people that are doing shows, and you just can't catch them all, right? And so you just do your best to promote it, and then they may or may not catch it. They may catch it on replay. My thinking, and you know this, Kirk, I'm a huge fan of live, but I'm also a huge fan of pointing back to shows for years and years. And if you create evergreen content, it doesn't matter how much you pre-promote Equip Institute. It's how much you utilize the content that you think is sitting on the shelf. It's good forever, even after we're gone from this earth.
Oh, that's good. Chris Stone, listen, where's my bomb? Yeah, you got to drop a bomb now, because that right there, wow.
It's not just about now. This show, you don't think that I'm going to be taking all this stuff and I'm going to be utilizing this for years?
And why not? But the only thing I'll add is it's not even different. It's the same. You said it depends on your target. I would add that it also depends on the type of content you're creating. Is it discoverable content? Is it community-based content? You know what I'm saying? So, because if it's community-based content, you don't really need to do a whole lot of advertising. Your community is going to show up. Like the Coaching Corner with Kirk, I do zero advertising, because this is community content. I want my community to know this is the place you can come and get your questions answered. I drop a how-to video every Sunday. Invariably, people have questions that I just cannot answer in typing in the comments on YouTube. So I grab those questions, and I have one today. I grab those questions and I bring them to the Coaching Corner to answer those questions. In fact, I said to the guy who asked this particular question, hey, come on Wednesday, I'm going to show you exactly how I build that scene in StreamYard, because I've never actually done that in a video. And you know what else I do sometimes? I take your questions from, oh gosh, this is the Chico. I take your questions from the Coaching Corner and I make those into videos.
Yes.
Individual questions. They are videos. So
that's so good, because the people here, Equip Institute, Walt, James, all these people that are like, they have the guts, right?
There it is.
But there are hundreds, thousands of people that aren't watching, that don't know who you are yet, or that are watching that don't have the guts, and they have the same questions.
Yes, they do. And oh gosh, that's so good. They have the same questions, and they want to know, they want to be in spaces where the right questions are being asked. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to stop talking now. I have to, let me move on. Ibrahim Lucas says, are you going to make a video about Riverside FM? And the answer is yes. I have an actual series that we'll be doing on Riverside FM, how-to videos, the whole nine. And I'll be talking about pros and cons as well. And I will also compare it to some of the other platforms that are available as well. So there's a whole series coming for Riverside. So thank you for that question, because I just dropped a video this past Sunday talking about my process. And I said in that video, let me know if you'd be interested in a series. So Ibrahim, in that column
I love the amount of value that Kirk and Chris are providing right now. It's so dope.
I'm sorry. They just did an integration with Spotify. Riverside did.
They did.
Yeah. So I think you get a free 2 hours if your podcast is on Spotify for podcasters. Again, I'm as far as podcast hosts go, I prefer ones that you pay for. You're a paying customer, so buyer beware, or in this case, freebie beware.
Yeah,
but it's a good way to try it.
Absolutely. And I'm, like I said, my plan is to touch on a number of things in that series, but I'm thanking you, Ibrahim, for the question, because I think it's great. XDMC says, how do you really know? I read this earlier and I just had to pause because I was like, there's a lot here. So you've answered your question already. Let me read it. How do you really know you have something to say that people want to hear? That's the question. And here's the answer. When I'm on live speaking, everyone asks me for my podcast. You've already, do you see it? You've answered the question. How do I know I have something people want to hear? But when I'm guesting on others' platforms, people ask me for my podcast. They're asking you for your podcast. They want to know. So now your real question is this one. How do you find your audience? And that is a significant question. I'm going to be honest with you. I could probably take a stab at that thing, but I have coaching clients who are going on 2 years and we're still refining on how to identify and pinpoint who that audience is. I have been doing this for 4 years and I'm still refining it. I'm not saying I don't know who my audience is. I'm saying I'm refining it. It is the work of a lifetime to refine who your perfect person is, who your avatar is, who your audience is. And it's gonna deal with what's your value proposition and what are your lived experiences. If I was to answer it in one sentence, I would say to you, your audience is in the mirror looking back at you. But do you know who that is? And many people don't. And so because they don't, right? They don't know how to package what's in their own story in a way that people can get at. Your story gives you credibility with people who have similar things to you. So yeah, I'm a believer. I'm from the Caribbean, lived overseas for a while. I've got 2 kids. You see what I'm saying? I'm just basically writing out my own profile. And because all of those things are true of me, I'm a media pastor, I am a remote producer, I'm a former IT executive. Yeah. Because those things are true of me, somebody's gonna say, oh, that's me too. And that gives me credibility with that person. Mm-hmm. But we don't take the time to basically look at who we are. Who am I? Who is XDMC? Yeah. And you can speak. Oh my gosh, I was talking to a guy, he's monotone, Chris. This guy's monotone, He's a geek's geek. But your boy is fire with his content. Why is that? Because the geeks love him. They love him. And literally on one of his videos, the people were commenting like, I didn't even know people like us could create content. They love him. He doesn't have any inflections. He doesn't get excited. He speaks it doesn't matter though. Why? Because his people love him, because his content is specifically for people like him. Yeah. I can't reach his audience.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too, XDMC, this is a huge question. We can go on for hours, but like, it is. What's your purpose? Why are you doing your show? Why are you showing up to be a guest on somebody's show? Or is it just to hang out? Like, are you
Ooh, this is such a good conversation. This is such a good conversation, man. I'm showing love today. Normally Kirk is live right now, so if you're coming into my channel trying to figure out what exactly is happening, you know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm just showing you. We're streaming Kirk's interview, the Coaching Corner with Chris Stone live. So that's what we're actually doing right now. So yeah, let's jump back in because this content is super valuable right now.
Diversify your income, because that doesn't sound like a why to me, right? So, and your why is going to help you and propel you to make your content better when the money isn't there and you don't get the feedback. And I always encourage people as well to seek feedback, but don't seek feedback from the people that will just tell you what they think you want to hear. Okay? There's people like Kirk Nugent out here. You got to invest in people, but there's also other people that are going to tell you the truth. They're not going to they're not trying to take shots at you.
No.
And, but they're not trying to just blow smoke at you either. Like, they are here to help you. And then when you ask for that feedback, be ready to receive it.
Ooh.
You have to be ready to receive it, and that's what makes you better. Kirk, the worst thing, I worked for 30 years for Sony, and I had like 16 different bosses. And the worst bosses that I had were actually bosses, right? They weren't mentors. And they would bring me in for an evaluation, and they would say, hey, Chris, you're doing, everything's great. 5 stars, good, here's your bonus, go out the door. That's the worst. Like, what am I going to work on? Tell me what I can do to develop myself and make myself better. How can I get better at what I'm doing? Those were the managers, the mentors that I had that say, hey, listen, this is all good. Let me tell you, let me throw some shine on here. I keep this up. But here's where I see you have opportunities for growth to do this. And so you have to seek out those people, invest in coaches, invest in people that will say, hey, listen, you say too much. These are, by the way, these are things that people told me, right? I say too much. I am all over the place. I didn't have an idea of what I wanted to do. Chris, if you're wanting more clients to do production, you have to cater your content so that people know who you are. You want to know what the worst question that you can get when you're on a sales call, when you're trying to develop someone's podcast, when they go, I don't know what it is that you do.
That's the worst.
That's the worst thing you could have, is for someone to go, can you tell me exactly what it is that you do?
Yeah.
It has to be clear.
I got done with a discovery call, and the lady was like, when you said discovery call, I thought this was my opportunity to tell you what I want, but I realized that this was your opportunity to show me what you do, and I am blown away. I was like, I don't assume that when somebody clicks the link to come on a discovery call that you want what I have to offer. But what I'm actually doing in the discovery call is making sure that what I do is what you want.
Yes.
Because it might not be.
Yes.
And if it's not, then let's just call it quits now. That's what the discovery call is for. Listen, I want to read this comment from Walter Jeanette. The audience of one, look within yourself to find the people like you. The truth is, most of us don't like ourselves, so it's hard to connect with people that resemble our insecurities. That's the cheat code of life. That's the cheat code of life right there. And I see that XDMC is saying thank you to Walt. JJS Tech is jumping in there as well. Don't see validity from the audience. We got to be ourselves, right? We got to be ourselves.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, I know, y'all are like, Walt, where are you at? Or like, what are we watching right now? What's going on? But man, it's Valentine's Day. So I'm showing love to my brother, Kirk Nugent, man, streaming his live right now, the interview, the coaching corner he has with Chris Stone. Make sure you go follow both of them and subscribe to their channels. Just so you know, we do have a webinar going on March the 4th. So follow that link. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, walterjeanette.com/webinar. If y'all want to know how am I doing this, how am I going back, you know what I'm saying, between this interview and how am I looking over here at this camera at you now and how am I looking right now? Listen, power of ECAMM Live, 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 man. So yeah, let's just Kurt is dropping gems. Chris is dropping gems right now. So like I said, man, we showing love the Brooklyn way. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. But let's jump back in here so you can see what we got going on.
One free coaching session right here on the Coaching Corner gave her the impetus to know she had something. And she what did Walt say? Action. We're arrested by action. Walt was giving us a quote.
Get off the couch. I love
Claude
it.
Hamilton. Claude Hamilton said it best. You're not absent of answers. You're absent of action. Absent of action. Yeah. And to me, that's the thing. Let me grab one or two more questions here. Charlotte Agent is here. This is my dude. He came over from Facebook. This is Jace. He says, what platform do you use to simultaneously post so you don't have to go to each platform individually? There's a ton of those. And again, I generally don't like to use a platform to post when I'm using video. Does that resonate, Chris? I mean, for my social posts, for my, quote me, whatever. If I'm going to put something in the story, I actually purchased this platform called FeedHive when it was on AppSumo, and it's a lifetime thing. So that's what I've been using. I was chilling with a good friend of mine, Justin Koo, who's a phenomenal content creator, and he does a lot of video as well. And I just saw what he was using. I can't remember the name of it right this second. But there are a lot of platforms out there that will do the posting for you. And what I love about them, and maybe I'll share my screen here real quick, Jason. But what I love about them is that they also give you the ability to, in one place, begin to respond to all of the posts. So let me see if I can pull that up. But yeah, what do you use? Chris?
To be honest, it's been a minute since I have posted one thing to multiple places, and here's where I've landed with this. The Charlotte agent, is that
love it.
These platforms know that people are spraying and praying upon all of them, right? So if you create one video that is 59 seconds or less and you're posting it on all of the places, there's a reason why one resonates more than the other on a particular platform. It's because they know that you're spraying it from, these agents, whether it's, we can name a bunch of them. I use Agora Pulse. I've used lately .ai, and repurpose.io is another one. And I subscribe to these things. The only time I use these is when I am doing kind of research, right? So this is a particular type of video. I want to see where it might resonate. But what I've learned, Kirk, is that YouTube wants content that's made for YouTube. It's the same reason why if we were to just take the audio of this show that we did, and you were to post it on YouTube and just put the thumbnail maybe with a squiggly line, that nobody's going to watch it. It's not going to show up in anybody's feed. The algorithm's going to go, this is not made for YouTube. We don't want to serve this to the users. For YouTube. There are people there's a reason why the algorithm gets updated every 8 minutes or whatever it is because everyone is looking at this content that they don't want to serve to people. And so you want to be able to say, listen, if I'm going to post it on Instagram, it should be for Instagram. It should be something that resonates. And you shouldn't want to post the same thing on multiple platforms. Why? Because why would anyone subscribe to your Instagram, your YouTube, your Facebook, your Pinterest, your Twitter, all your X, all of the stuff when you're posting the same thing everywhere? They're just going to pick one.
They're going to pick one.
And so make the content, and you know what? It's a little more trouble. It is.
It is.
But it's worth it because you're serving your community in the place that they're at. So you may not post 3 things a day on Twitter. You may not post 2 Instagram things, but you're posting the right things that resonate, and you're actually it's a benefit to you in terms of time.
So this is something. There's actually something to this. Like what I'm actually doing right now. Like if you're one of those people that's trying to do like reaction channels or whatever, because a lot of times there are videos that that spark. You know what? Shout out to ECAMM. Never mind. Just gave me a new piece of content that I'm gonna do. But yeah, hopefully I'm getting ready to get out of here. Like I said, I got to get ready to go back to work. Got a big meeting today. I got to make a presentation for it, but got to change my clothes a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Since I'm working from the crib. But yeah, man, March the 4th, 7 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Prepare yourself for your whole content life to be changed. Yeah, it's getting ready to happen. It's getting ready to happen. Hey, Florence, I don't know if you can see. I'm actually over here flipping back and forth. I've been trying to show the love, and I forgot that Kirk has his coaching corner on Wednesdays because I forgot we're not on the same, time zone. It's 1:53 for me now, 12:53 for him. And so randomly, you know what I'm saying, going live. But yeah, so I just wanted to make sure we kind of show that love. But yeah, just kind of jumping in, just wanted to let people know, that we have the webinar that's actually scheduled. If you haven't registered already, definitely go ahead and register. 2 parts. You'll pay for your seat, and then you will actually do the registration for the webinar itself. All of that information comes in an email after you actually buy your seat, and doing some discount this month on coaching for those of you who actually purchase a seat to the webinar. So yeah, just want to let you guys know that all of the information is listed in the description of the video. Yeah, so yeah, Florence, listen, it's going to be amazing. One of the topics that that you all were talking about on Kirk's Live, as far as like how to find your audience, that XDMC was really trying to figure out, that I don't want to say that's a piece that I have perfected, but I do know one of my main assignments as it relates to content creation is showing people how to attract the audience that's been assigned to their voice. So that's going to be a huge part of what we talk about on the 4th. And if you take some of those things and implement them, you know, into, you know, your blueprint, your strategy, you know, like that, you know, I don't think anything in life is guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? So I can't sit here and guarantee, you know, you're going to get 1 million followers, or, you know, it's going to be successful at that. But we're going to definitely be successful as it relates to how you measure success, you know? So if your goal is to get 1,000 this year, if you don't already have 1,000, we're gonna help you get to 1,000. If your goal is to get to 10, get to 100, I'm gonna help you do that too. You know what I'm saying? Because I think there is a level of the information that is applicable, not necessarily one size fits all, but it's applicable across all the channels. So yeah, I appreciate those of you who have been watching, tuning in. You already know, like I said, March the 4th, 7 p.m., walterjeanette.com/webinar. So again, shout out to those of you who stuck around and watched what I had going on over on Kirk's channel. But I'm going to holler at y'all. Y'all have a great, amazing day. You may see me again at some point this week. I don't know. But, you know, if you get a chance, jump over here, jump back over in the coaching corner with Kirk Nugent, and I will holler at you guys in the next video, or hopefully on March the 4th at 7 p.m. So good to see you.
Your background music is way too loud, and I agree with them.
I get that. Yeah,
I agree with them. For that particular video, I didn't master it properly. The background music is way too loud. I've known that for years because the video is an older video, and so they came through, skewered me for it, and I just responded back saying, "Thank you so much for the feedback. This is one of our older videos. I hope that you'll check out some of our later ones. I've actually redone this particular video. Here's the link." But I agree with you. The background music is way too loud on this, but you know, it somehow is serving people, so I left it up. But I hope that you find value in some of the others. This dude responded back like, "Oh my gosh, I wish I could delete my comment. I had no idea you were gonna respond. Thank you so much. I watched the new video. I actually did get benefit from it as well. I just thought the background music was way too loud, you know, so just didn't want to come across that way." But people don't, when you respond as a real person,
yeah,
that's already, like, the guy told me in his response, "I'm hitting subscribe today," because I had no idea that this was going to be an actual interaction.
And you're another person into your community. I think, you know, people don't treat YouTube enough like that.
Yeah,
and I'm okay. I'm not, I've been on too many soapboxes today, but I mean, listen, content creators, stop using these platforms as a way to trumpet yourself. Start using these as a way to create community. A lot of these things are called social media because they're social. They're meant to be social. You may not consider YouTube a social media platform, but you can be social on YouTube. And yes, Kirk just went through the key steps and the cheat code and how to do it. Respond to people, respond to everyone. I mean, there's going to be some things you're going to have to like not leave on your channel because there are just some really abhorrent comments that some people will leave, and there's no responding, and there's just no way to, you know, to blow sunshine on some of these comments. It just happens. But for the most part, like, stop trumpeting yourself because you have to tell people what you do, how you can serve them, what you can do for them, and then get ready to respond and be social with it. That's the only way to make this work for yourself.
That's so good. I love
absolutely it. Florence, I see your comment. Let me know. I would love to. Let me know. I would absolutely, let me say it so you can see me. I would absolutely love to.
You're commenting on a 4-year-old video complaining about the background music. I'm just excited that the 4-year-old video is still giving me views. It's still increasing my watch time. You're upset about the background music. I'm like, look at this. This is evergreen content. You see what I'm saying? So I totally agree with what Walt has to say.
I love that you left it up too, because some people,
I left it up.
Some people are afraid and they're going to pull down their old videos. I'll leave everything up, man. You could go into all the channels, all the places, and see all that garbage audio that I used to have, and how I looked like I had a thumbprint on my lens, and you know, I looked like I was in the witness protection program. You know, like it's okay.
Yeah. So 24-hour boss says, this is why I love these lives with you all, Kirk, Jason, Walt, and all the same same peeps in the comments. You guys are so positive and helpful. More help than those creators with 1 million subs. Listen, I take that to heart, but I also know a couple of creators that have 1 million subs, and I feel for them. Because there is there's a, the scale of it, right? I mean, it's just the magnitude of, I mean, if Justin Brown, Primal Video, just interviewed him a couple weeks ago on the stream show with DJ Strick. If he goes live,
all right, y'all, be easy. I gotta head out.
You think he can get to all the, like, I'm